Hello and welcome to this lecture. When we talk about exchange of gases in our respiratory system, we are concerned with the movement of oxygen and carbon dioxide. Exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide takes place at the level of alveoli, which is the primary site for the exchange of gases, and also at the level of the tissues. Both oxygen and carbon dioxide are soluble gases, therefore they can move across the membranes by simple diffusion. Simple diffusion is a passive process and it does not require energy to be spent. It depends on pressure or concentration gradient. Both oxygen and carbon dioxide move from high concentration to low concentration or from high pressure to low pressure. Rate of diffusion depends on many factors like concentration gradient, solubility of gas, size of the particle which is diffusing, surface area of the membrane of diffusion, and the thickness of the membrane. So the rate of diffusion is directly proportional to the concentration gradient. Higher the concentration gradient, more is the rate of diffusion. For example, let's assume that there is a substance which is a soluble substance and can cross the membranes by simple diffusion. Let's call this substance as substance star. And let's assume its pressure in blood is 100 and its pressure in the tissues is 10. So because of a large gradient, the rate of diffusion of this substance will be very high. Let's look at another scenario of the same substance star. Its pressure in blood is again 100, but now the pressure in the tissues is 90. As the difference between two pressures is less and the gradient is small, the rate of diffusion is slower than that in the previous example. Next factor is solubility of gas. Rate of diffusion is directly proportional to solubility of gas. A gas with high solubility will diffuse more than a gas with low solubility. For example, carbon dioxide is 20 to 25 times more soluble than oxygen. And lastly, rate of diffusion is inversely proportional to thickness of membrane. Increase in thickness of membrane decreases the rate of diffusion. In previous example of substance star, if the membrane which it was crossing was thicker, then its rate of diffusion would be slower. We have millions of alveoli in our lungs, which are lined by pulmonary capillaries. This diagram represents one alveolus with its pulmonary capillary, and the yellow color represents the basement membrane in between them. The blue marking is the diffusion membrane which the oxygen and carbon dioxide have to cross. It is made up of three layers. First layer is the squamous epithelium of the alveolar wall, second layer is the basement membrane, and the third layer is the endothelium of the capillaries. Oxygen from alveoli crosses these three layers, that is, it crosses the diffusion membrane and reaches the pulmonary capillaries, where it is taken up by the RBCs, and carbon dioxide from the pulmonary capillaries crosses the diffusion membrane and reaches the alveoli, and from the alveoli it is removed from the body by expiration. This diffusion membrane is less than 1 millimeter in thickness. Let's discuss a concept of partial pressure. It is the pressure contributed by individual gas in a mixture of gases. Atmospheric air is a mixture of gases like nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, argon, helium, hydrogen, and many other gases. So in the atmospheric air, the pressure exerted by nitrogen is the partial pressure of nitrogen, pressure exerted by oxygen is the partial pressure of oxygen, and pressure exerted by carbon dioxide is the partial pressure of carbon dioxide, and so on and so forth. We can calculate these individual pressures as well. The pressure of the atmospheric air is roughly about 760 millimeters of mercury. Concentration of oxygen in atmospheric air is about 21%. 21% of 760 is roughly about 159. So partial pressure of oxygen in atmospheric air is about 159 millimeters of mercury. Similarly, carbon dioxide is 0.04% in the atmospheric air. 0.04% of 760 is 0.3. Therefore, partial pressure of carbon dioxide in atmospheric air is 0.3 millimeters of mercury. So we know that PO2, that is the partial pressure of oxygen in atmospheric air, is about 159 millimeters of mercury. When we take an inspiration, when we breathe in, air has to reach from nostrils to the level of the alveoli. As we know that gas exchange does not take place in the conducting part of the respiratory system, with each breath that we take, only a portion of inhaled air reaches the alveoli because some volume of air remains in the conducting part. Also, at the level of the alveoli, oxygen is continuously diffusing out of the alveoli into the alveolar capillaries. Therefore, PO2 in the alveoli is lower than the PO2 in the atmospheric air. It is about 104 millimeters of mercury in the alveoli. So to recap, oxygen has reached the alveoli and PO2 in alveoli is 104 mmHg. Alveoli are lined by pulmonary capillaries. These capillaries bring deoxygenated blood. Partial pressure of oxygen in deoxygenated blood is 40 millimeters of mercury. So there is a concentration and pressure gradient between alveoli and the pulmonary capillaries, because of which oxygen diffuses from alveoli into the pulmonary capillaries. As oxygen keeps diffusing into the capillaries, concentration of oxygen in the pulmonary capillaries starts to increase, and it keeps increasing till partial pressure of oxygen in the pulmonary capillaries is about 100 millimeters of mercury. Blood from the capillaries reaches the pulmonary vein, which takes this blood to the left atrium. Blood goes from the left atrium to the left ventricle, and left ventricle then pumps this blood into the aorta, and from the aorta it reaches the other systemic arteries as well. By the time oxygen reaches systemic arteries, partial pressure of oxygen decreases from 100 millimeters of mercury to about 95 millimeters of mercury. At the level of the tissues, oxygen is being continuously utilized by the cells, and partial pressure of oxygen at the level of the tissues is 40 millimeters of mercury. Blood from the systemic arteries with PO2 of 95 millimeters of mercury reaches the capillaries in the tissues. PO2 in the tissues is 40 millimeters of mercury. Oxygen diffuses from high concentration to low concentration. Therefore, oxygen diffuses out of the capillaries into the tissues. As oxygen diffuses out of the capillaries, PO2 in the capillaries starts to fall, and it gradually falls to PO2 up to 40 millimeters of mercury, which is similar to the level of PO2 in the tissues. As there is no concentration gradient, diffusion of oxygen stops, and the remaining oxygen is carried by the blood into the systemic veins. So systemic veins have PO2 of 40 millimeters of mercury. They drain into the vena cava, and vena cava drain into the right atrium. Blood goes from right atrium to right ventricle. Right ventricle pumps the deoxygenated blood into pulmonary artery, which takes it to the lungs. And as we saw before, when deoxygenated blood reaches pulmonary capillaries, it has partial pressure of oxygen of 40 millimeters of mercury. And oxygen again diffuses from the alveoli into the pulmonary capillaries. Now let's look at exchange of carbon dioxide. Partial pressure of carbon dioxide in deoxygenated blood reaching the pulmonary capillaries is 45 millimeters of mercury, and partial pressure of carbon dioxide in the alveoli is 40 millimeters of mercury. PCO2 is less in the alveoli because carbon dioxide is being continuously removed from the alveoli by expiration. Because of this gradient, carbon dioxide diffuses from the capillaries into the alveoli. As carbon dioxide is 20 to 25 times more soluble than oxygen, even a gradient of 5 millimeters of mercury is enough for carbon dioxide to diffuse adequately. So carbon dioxide keeps diffusing into the alveoli from the capillaries till PCO2 in the capillaries fall to 40 millimeters of mercury. This blood is then taken by pulmonary veins to the left side of the heart, and from the heart to the systemic arteries. Therefore, PCO2 in the systemic arteries is 40 millimeters of mercury. Carbon dioxide is continuously produced by the cells, and PCO2 in the tissues is 45 millimeters of mercury. So arterial end of capillaries have PCO2 of 40 mmHg. Therefore, carbon dioxide diffuses from high concentration to low concentration and diffuses from the tissues into the capillaries. And this diffusion continues till PCO2 of the blood in the capillaries reaches 45 millimeters of mercury. This blood then drains into the systemic veins. Therefore, PCO2 of systemic veins is 45 millimeters of mercury. This deoxygenated blood then reaches the right side of the heart, and through the right ventricle it reaches the pulmonary artery and eventually the pulmonary capillaries. Therefore, PCO2 of the deoxygenated blood reaching the pulmonary capillaries is 45 millimeters of mercury, and because of the concentration gradient, carbon dioxide diffuses in the alveoli again and is then expired out from the body. So this finishes exchange of gases. We will discuss transport of gases and regulation of respiration in the next video. Thank you for your patient hearing.